Yo, what's going on everybody? Suro here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to bring a bunch of hidden and secret features that were just added to the game. Things that most of you probably have not noticed yet. Now if you guys do enjoy this video at all, or if you find at least one thing in this video that you didn't know about, consider dropping a subscription and liking the video for me. I would love you literally forever. But let's jump into the very first thing, and it is actually within the camera feature. Now they actually did change a few things in here. One of them, if you go over to the borders tab, you may think, oh, they didn't add any new borders, right? Well, if you scroll on down, you'll see we actually have some new ones. So we have this one right here, which looks absolutely... it actually does look pretty good. You know, it's going to look good for some dream snaps. I do wish we could like tweak it a little bit so it's not as much out here. But this one right here, I think is actually pretty dang cool. It is also a little heavy, but I'm not going to lie. I love the blue on it. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. We have just the logos like we did before in the four corners. But this, I think a lot of people are going to click on this and not know that there's this little bar right here that you can actually scroll down. And we got some new festive borders, which is really cool. But that's not the only thing. If you, let me take this off. If you go over here, some of these filters are a little bit different. One of them being one of the old time pictures. So like this one right here, if you notice, it looks like a lens, like a dirty old time lens. You can see the blemishes, the smear marks, like some little tiny cracks and stuff. That was not how this filter used to be, and I actually think they improved on it a lot. I just think it adds a nice little touch. It used to be just the plain old colors, but now we have these little blemishes on the lens, and that is really cool. So that is one thing that I think you may have missed. Now let's move on to the very next thing. Now, if you head on over to Goofy's house, you may remember there used to be a checkerboard over there. Well, now it is a bright red checkerboard, and I'm wondering if this is part of a new quest, or it could just be something that's bugged out, kind of like how we used to have the flowers that were all red over in the Frosted Heights months ago. But this isn't the only checkerboard that has this issue. If you head over into the Vitali's mines, there's actually a checkerboard inside there too, over by the little cooking station. As you see, I'm pretty sure we would have noticed if that bright red checkerboard was there. So could this be part of an upcoming quest, maybe a secret potato quest, or is it just an error within the game files? You let me know. Moving on is the next feature. This is a little mini game that I know a lot of people do not know how to do. So if you see this in your valley, you own the expansion, get out your hourglass tool. We're going to go ahead and activate it, and it's going to say it's going to make a little like area that you have to stay within. And what this is, you have to find treasures. So there's going to be an unlimited amount of treasures within this little circle, and it's just a mini game to help you get more and more. So you can just go over here, activate it, and then you just have to search it. So hold a right on your mouse or whatever it is on the corresponding platform that you have to seek out treasures, and you have a short while to get literally as much as you can. I have gotten up to about 5 of these before the time actually expires, and then it's going to disappear. These can be found over here in the normal island as well as over on Eternity Isle. They give you things from crafting components to rarer crafting components to also giving you mist, which is the Dreamlight currency that is over there in the Eternity Isles expansion. As you can see, I also have another one over here in the Forgotten Lands, and they actually spawn very frequently, so be sure to keep your eye out for those if you do have the expansion. Now, one of the coolest features that just got added with this recent update is a fix for the mushroom house. Most of us knew that it just came with this standard little green grass, so it looked odd in different biomes. Well, now you can actually pick it up, and if you take it to other biomes, such as, let's say right here, you can see the grass actually turns into sand around it, which is something that we wanted them to do, and they actually listened to us, responded, and check this out. So it actually matches the terrain. You can do this in any of the biomes as well. So let's go ahead and take this over to the Forgotten Lands and see what it looks like. There we go. Let's spin it around. You can place it down, and as you can see, it matches with the same like a bluish purple grass. And now you can actually put your mushroom house in any of the biomes. So this is actually a really incredible feature, and I'm very happy that they implemented it. Now, while I'm over here, let me show you some new features they added and some more love that they gave to Wally. Not only did he get Eve, but if you enter his house, it actually sounds different. How epic is that? It's like automated doors. Let's go ahead and leave. Listen closely. This isn't the first time that they've ever added new sounds. You can now hear rain when you used to not be able to. Some of the other houses and some of the other just things you interact with have some new sounds. So be sure to listen closely whenever you're interacting with the valley or going into other villagers' houses. Now, this next one isn't really a feature, but something most should be aware of. You're going to get to a point in a quest with Rapunzel where you're going to need a bunch of this wood right here. It is called the tropical wood, and many players are reporting that they can't find any, and that is because it is actually bugged. So it is stopping the progression of the quest line, and unfortunately you're not going to be able to do anything about that unless it respawns. Now for me, I have actually been able to get it to respawn a few times, so it doesn't seem like it's affecting all players, but it is something you should be aware of. If you get to a point and you're just struggling, you absolutely cannot find any, it is not spawning the way it should have. So wanted to throw this in here just so you know. And in another incredible feature that they actually fixed is if you go down here, you know, we all like to do a lot of decorating. So say you scroll down, you get to the sunlit plateau bush, you place that down, it actually takes you straight back there, so you can place another one down and another one, and you can decorate a lot faster when it used to make you go all the way back up to the top. So if you go and you click on this, back in the day, like last week, it would take you to the top, but now you can decorate to your heart's content without it going all the way back up there. And I think this is also one of the greatest bug fixes that they have implemented. I am surprised they didn't announce it in the patch notes. Alrighty, now that we're in the same spot, you can actually see that there's these crates here. You can craft crates in the game, but they have a hidden feature you may not know about. Go ahead and pull up your little furniture tab. Let's go ahead and pick out an item. Let's do the flower pots. You could actually place items on top of these crates. So try out the different kinds of crates within the game. Use them to decorate your dream snaps. Maybe decorate the foreground. Place little different items. Put some food on them. Do whatever you want. Put some raw materials if you want. But you can actually use them to place a certain object. So keep an eye out for the different crates and craft as many as you can. And if you have been spending your time over here in Eternity Isle, you may have noticed that the blue and green chests actually spawn over here. They are not extra chests. Unfortunately, if you own the expansion, you are now going to have to look at both valleys to find your green and blue chest, which is actually going to make it a lot harder to be able to collect those if that's something that you do daily. So if you're not finding them in your main valley, you are going to have to go around searching this entire next valley, which is a very huge one. So it is going to take you most likely double the time to find it. So that is another thing I wanted to make you guys aware about. Now, another little feature that you may not have noticed, or you may have, Scrooge actually will leave his shop now. Before, he used to be stuck inside his shop all the time. You would like never see him out there. Now he travels between both realms. You'll see him out here fishing. You'll see him gazing at this beautiful wall right here. And I'm really glad that he is getting to relieve some stress without being stuck, frustrated inside of his shop all the time. And it's just another great feature. On the other hand, they have never fixed the raining mechanic in the game. It is raining still constantly. Please, Gameloft, please, we beg you. Now, some of the Christmas items have been bugged. If you notice your lampposts, I actually noticed this on my very first stream. They used to be like red and green. They are now this yellow and green color with some gold. I believe this is a bug right now, and it is not intentional, but it is definitely something worthy of taking some dream snaps or taking some pictures just for you to have before they revert it back. I don't think that they're going to change it back, and it definitely brings a different vibe to any decoration that you may have. It's definitely changed up the color scheme of what I have set up, but it is not just for this. They also had changed the color of like some of the trees and stuff. Unfortunately, my middle tree here actually got a complete makeover too, and while it does match the lamppost, it is not quite the color scheme that I had set up and wanted. If you find yourself playing the Valleyverse with some other friends, you need to keep an eye out for these little things right here. These can only be found in multiplayer. You go ahead, you collect them, pick them up. They spawn randomly, and they are called glitched pixel shards. You then use them to craft either this glitchy pixel duplicate right here, or the pixelated cooking flame. The cooking flame will allow you to make your next 5 meals be duplicates, so you'll get double of them. And the glitchy pixel duplicate will allow you to replace an item that you don't have for crafting to actually craft it for you. So for example, I cannot craft this yellow and blue speckled path because I do not have a plastic scrap, but down here I can actually use it using one of those wildcard things, so I can actually get that ingredient for free, and then I can go ahead and craft this. And last but not least, Eric's statue has actually been corrected and fixed, going from this T pose all the way over to this new pose with new color. And I gotta say, I'm not sure how I feel about the color scheme, but it definitely matches his house a lot better. Another thing that's been bugging out for some people is your companions entering your homes. This is not consistent and it doesn't always happen, but there is a possibility for your companion to enter your house. And if that's something that you like, then maybe take some pictures with it and do whatever you want before it gets corrected. Now that's it for the video. I hope you guys have a really wonderful day. If you guys have any things that you've noticed, let me know in the comment section below. I'm sure it will help out others, and I will see you guys in the next one.